It is mailbag time here on Chicago Bears Now by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. Let's get those questions rolling. Hashtag Bears or Super Chat. We got Jack Montrose with the first-time Super. He says, why is nobody talking about Bo Nix or Michael Penix for quarterback? How about we do some trades, take Penix and Rome Odunze? I like Penix a lot. He's big. He's got a strong arm. He is left-handed. I know some people are weirded out by that. I don't really care. If you could spin the rock, you could spin the rock. He's mobile enough. He does have an injury history. He is a little bit older, but I like Penix. I'll be curious to see where he goes in the draft. I think he's either probably like mid-late first round, but I like him a lot. I don't like Nix as much. He's a little thinner. I don't think he can make all the throws. Like, I think there's limited arm talent there. He is mobile. I think he's more of a day two guy, but not opposed on day two, but he's like QB 6 for me. Like, I'd go Caleb Williams 1, Drake May 2, Jayden Daniels 3, Michael Penix 4, J.J. McCarthy 5, Bo Nix 6. That would probably be how I would order it. NFL Mastermind, does 8-9 on a playoff berth save everyone's job? Losing record but a playoff berth and a turnaround, so I think it could go both ways. I think if they make the playoffs, they probably run it back, at least with the head coach and the quarterback. Now, Getsy, I think Getsy, ironically enough, might be in the most danger of all three at this point. I don't think that was always the case, but I also I've kind of run some simulations. The Bears are going to be like on the wrong end of so many tiebreakers, like head-to-head with the Bucs, head-to-head with the Saints, etc., that 8-9 is probably not going to get it done. You're probably going to have to get to 9-8. I think 8-9 could get you in a tiebreaker situation for the 6 or 7 seed, but again, I don't think it's gonna be enough there. So if the Bears are going to make the playoffs, I think they got to win out. Michael DiBartolo, I'll keep saying it. Give Justin Fields fifth-year option. Draft the quarterback lower. Get Marvin Harrison. Add talent around Fields. Let the rookie battle Bagent for number 2. Take it from there. If the rookie shines over Fields, trade Fields, build. Look, we've talked about the Jalen Hurts scenario. Like, if there's a guy in this, if let's say you decide to keep Fields, I still think on day 2 you should be thinking quarterback. Penix, McCarthy if he falls, Jayden Daniels. Well, not Jayden Daniels anymore. Bo Nix, who I don't love, but if he falls, if Quinn Ewers decides to come out, like if he has a strong college football playoff and he's there in the second or third, someone like that. So, yeah, I'm open to that option for sure, drafting a guy and letting that guy kind of develop a little bit, and if Fields doesn't keep taking steps, then, hey, maybe you got your quarterback of the future that way. But even if you don't, what you do have is an even better roster for when you do get that dude, whenever the case may be. So I'm definitely open to that option, Michael. Will Justin Fields be the Bears 2024 starting quarterback? Take your shot. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Pin comment on today's episode. So get your votes in during this YouTube ad break. Sangray Kim, Bustin should apologize to Getsy for busting up Getsy's career. Turns out Getsy didn't call that many screens last week. Bustin just checked into them. If you're taking that loose Getsy quote where Getsy said, like, I thought there were 1 or 2 times where Justin could have done something different, then okay, go for it. He still called 14 screens, dude. And here's the thing. It'd be one thing if he was doing a bunch of different ones. They were like all the same other than a couple. I still can't get over that first play of the game where you throw the ball out wide to Cole Kmet, the big and not fast guy, and have Tyler Scott or Darnell Mooney, the small guy, block for him. Why would you not do that the other way around? So, it's not just that he's calling all the screens. It's the way he's doing it. It's the volume. It's the scheme behind it. There's just a lot going on there, man. Tito, why would Marvin Harrison stay? Thought his QB was transferring. Well, number one, Kyle McCord's not that good. So, you've got that going. Number 2, I don't really think he's staying, but if he does, listen, I'm never going to rip a college athlete for going back to school. You only have a limited shelf life to play at the college level. But I will say this. I don't know who Ohio State's quarterback is going to be next year. Marvin Harrison says he really wants to beat Michigan and win the Big Ten. I don't see them closing that gap if there's a huge unknown at quarterback, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I'm not a big Kyle McCord guy, but if they don't get Cameron Ward out of the transfer portal, who's their quarterback going to be? Devin Brown? He stinks. Devin Brown was not good when he got his chance this year. That's why they kept throwing McCord out there, even though it was clear he was pretty limited. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. I feel like Marvin's, not caught up in the moment, but I do think he really loves Ohio State. But I think when the dust settles, he's going to end up going to the NFL. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's Q&A episode. And listen, if you're looking to spice things up on game day, whether it's with the NFL, the NBA, college football, college basketball, etc., look no further than Prize Picks. Daily fantasy made easy with Prize Picks. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use our code CLNS. I got a little 4-player entry going for the Bears game this week. And again, you don't have to do all your players within one game. You can cross over games, cross over sports. Like, you could have one NBA player, an NFL player, college football player. You can mix it up. 2 to 6 players, that's the only thing that you have to do. And you can't do all players on the same team. That's the only thing. Anything else, you're good to go. So I got 3 Bears, 1 Lion here. I think the St. Brown brothers go less on their receiving projections. And then give me the more on Justin Fields passing and DJ Moore receiving. Those two have been cooking together. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use our code CLNS to get a deposit match up to $100 when you sign up today. And trust me, you're going to have a lot of fun with Prize Picks. So go check them out. That link and promo code in the description and comments of this video. Marcus, appreciate the super chat. He says, if the season ended today, would you rather keep Justin if it meant keeping Flus? I think if the season ended today, I'd probably like it. I'm choosing whatever outcome is dumping Flus. And look, I think Flus is a good dude. I think he knows defense. I haven't seen enough intangibles for him to be a head coach. I just haven't. So that's where I'm at right now. Could that change in 5 weeks? Yeah. I mean, if they go on a run and sneak into the playoffs or get to 8-9 at least, and Fields keeps improving and, it all looks, more competent, then yeah, maybe I could be talked into it. But I will say this, when it comes to Matt Eberflus, it would take quite the turnaround for me to be convinced they should run it back with him. Appreciate Isaiah here. Picture this happening. We win the next 4 games. If we beat the Packers, we're in the playoffs. But if we lose, then fire everyone. Listen, that would be an awesome scenario. I'm not going to lie. Like, if it came down to that Packers game, both teams are 8-8, and the winner gets the 7 seed, like, put everything on the line. Justin, Flus, Getsy, like, you guys want to come back? You want us to run it back? You got to beat the Packers and make the playoffs. I know that sounds crazy to put it all in one game, but, like, you know what? At some point, you got to beat the Packers. At some point, you got to start getting this thing going in the right direction. So I'd be all in for that scenario, Isaiah. I really would. Subscribe to the channel. Join us. We're free. Multiple Bears videos every single day. Be sure to subscribe. You won't regret it. YouTube.com/Bears. Now, we have a lot of fun, and we publish a lot of content. Nate Dogs with the super chat. Appreciate it. What's the path for the Bears to keep I think he means F1 next season? Look, I think he has to keep improving, and, Ryan Poles can't be blown away by Caleb Williams or Drake May. So part of it's out of Fields' control, for being honest. Now, this is kind of a guideline I put together when Fields returned from injury. Final 7 games, these were kind of the standards I set. 2-to-1 touchdown to turnover ratio, which he has not done through 2 games. He's played pretty well, actually, but the 2 fumbles really hurt, although he bounced back to win that game, so that was big. Lower the sack percentage. He has done that. He's done a better job there. Play in all 7 games, win 4 of them. He's played in both so far. He's won 1 of them, so, kind of on pace. We'll see if he can win 3 of the next 5. Complete 65% of his passes or more. He's at like 70%, so that's been good, or really good, actually. And really pick things up with DJ Moore and continue to build, and that's definitely happened. I mean, Fields and DJ Moore have a great connection, and DJ Moore said as much on Thursday when he was asked about the uncertainty of Justin's future, and he left a pretty strong endorsement like, hey, like, I want him here, we want him here, so we'll see if that carries any weight. DC Viper, should the Bears trade down and draft Malik Neighbors and Jayden Daniels, Burrow Chase 2.0? Listen, I like Jayden Daniels a lot. I love Malik Neighbors as well. It'd be interesting. Like, let's say the Bears pick at, let's say they win a couple games, right? And their own pick is like 8 or 9, and the first pick is 1. Maybe you trade down, take Daniels at like 6, Neighbors at like 9, and then you have a bunch of extra capital too. Could be interesting. Lee Neighbors is tough, man. Like I really like Marvin Harrison Jr., but Neighbors is a dog too. Roma Dunze is really good. Like this draft is loaded with receivers. Paleo, how do you like our chances against the Packers? I mean, if you ask me right now, I'd pick Green Bay. Like, they're a good example of, like, you could tell they're well coached. I mean, that team looked dead a month ago, and Matt LaFleur has got Jordan Love playing really well right now. The defense has gotten better throughout the season. Those receivers are healthy, although Christian Watson just got hurt. But, yeah, like, they're trending up. The Bears, you could say, like, Matt Eberflus, we feel the momentum. Like, yeah, okay, if 4-4 in an 8-game stretch without winning 2 in a row a single time is momentum, okay, sure, you've got momentum. Packers have won 3 in a row, and they've beaten good teams doing it. So that is momentum. They've beaten the Chiefs. They've beaten the Lions. Like, they're playing really good football. So at this moment, in Green Bay, Lambeau Field, I would not pick the Bears to win that game. Christian, draft Marvin at 1. He's worth the number 1 overall pick. I said this a couple weeks ago. Like, if your worst option is just taking the best player in the draft, number 1 overall, pretty damn good option. Like, receivers don't usually go number 1. Like, that's pretty rare, but there's a scenario where that happens, where you don't want to move on from Justin yet. You know that Marvin Harrison Jr. is a generational player and a very safe pick. I'm very open to that at number 1. Now, I'd prefer to trade down a couple spots, get him at like 3. There's no guarantee he's at 3. So, yeah, I mean, I'm open to that, Christian. I'd be okay with going Marvin number 1 overall. All right, guys, appreciate all your questions here on our mailbag video. We can continue the conversation on social media. It's at HGramNFL on Instagram. Same handle on Twitter, at HGramNFL. If you didn't get your question answered, go ahead and ask me over there at HGramNFL.